Hi everyone, welcome to It's Canon, a series of reviews where we take a look at Bionicle models that are either fan-made or never got an official set release. Today we're going to take a look at the Dermis Turtle, originally designed in 2004 by Jonathan Shepard for the Rahi Building Challenge, where it was declared one of the winners and became canonized within the Bionicle story. Before we get into the review, quick disclaimer. Any or all of these Canon models are open to inaccuracies. I try my best to build these as accurate to the source pictures as possible. If you want to build this model, instructions will be linked in the description below. So without any further ado, on to the review. The Dermis Turtle is a Rahi created by the Makuta using viruses and liquid protodermis, where it resides in Ga Metru as a peaceful resident. Though the population of these Rahi has seemed to have grown exponentially within a short period of time, almost to the point where Taragaduma tried to ban the Dermis Turtle from Metru Nui, as they had become more of a pest within the city. Now, although the Dermis Turtle is considered annoying by Matoran standards, they have found that these creatures do have some use, as the turtles are highly adept in weather prediction, retreating into their shells if a large storm is a day or two away. Matoran often call this Dermis shell weather. And lastly, the Dermis Turtle made its debut appearance within the Rahi Beasts book, where Gahaki states that the creature is known around Ga Metru for its call, noting that the turtle makes a melodic cry, and the Matoran have grown accustomed to the sound at night. Though with the large population, I'm sure it'd get annoying fast. Taking a look at the model, the Dermis Turtle is a rather small Rahi. Starting at the head, it's quite simple, having a Nuva chest piece and Kodan claw as its head and tusks. Moving down to the shell, it's made of a Galak shield and some staff and katana pieces, and it's all mounted to a rather odd yet simple assembly on the inside. The legs are fairly simple, using bowrock limbs and feet. Between the front legs is a Nuva shoulder pad, and around back, there's a connector on a ball joint which acts as the tail. There's also some bowrock eyes attached to a connector which help fill out the back of the shell. And on the underbelly, it's primarily made of a bunch of connectors and lift arms. Alright, articulation wise, the Dermis Turtle is fairly well articulated. Actually, it's pretty well articulated for something of this size. So, I was going to start at the head. You have a pin right here, so the head can turn side to side. It can turn that far to that side, that far to that side. So, and then you have a pin in here, so you get a head tilt. Only that much until this shield piece hits this staff piece, and it can go both ways. And then, because of how everything is built on the inside, you do have a shell tilt. So you get that, which is kind of nice. It allows you to cover up some of those ugly gaps which can occur on whatever side you're displaying it on, so that's kind of convenient. For the legs, you have a ball joint here and a ball joint here, and they are ball joints. You get your forward, back, hinge, tilt, rotation, whatever you want. It's very well articulated. Hinge, tilt, rotation at the foot, all that good stuff. And all four legs are exactly the same. They just look different. But they're still exactly the same. Coming to the back here, you have these bowrock eyes are on a connector and they're on a pin, so they can wiggle, and I guess they can help cover up whatever gaps you want to try and cover up there. And then lastly, you have a connector on a ball joint here, so you get a bit of a tail, which is kind of nice. So yeah, there you go. That is the articulation. And overall, it's fairly well articulated, especially for something of this size, because this is a small Rahi. So, articulation, excellent. Alright, the issues with this model. So generally, when I review a model, I address the structure or the connection issues, but the Dermis Turtle is solid. It is a structurally well-built model. That said, it is an ugly looking thing. Visually, it just does not work. It's bland, has a lot of gaps in the build, and the color scheme is just kind of all over the place. It just doesn't work. So in terms of the build, it's fine. but in terms of the visuals, it's just really bad. Now, if you want to build this model for yourself from scratch, some of the more noteworthy pieces that may be harder to find or more expensive are the silver Galore shield. This is one of the more difficult Bow-Rock shields to find, but it's not usually that expensive, so collecting it usually just requires a specific search. And an assortment of pearl light gray parts. Now, I'm clumping all these together because these are some of the more difficult parts to get for this model specifically. But in a general case, these parts aren't that hard to get a hold of, usually requiring a specific search. Alright, size-wise, the Dermis Turtle comes in at approximately 18 centimeters or 7 inches. Height-wise, it comes in at approximately 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches. Here's the Dermis Turtle next to a Mata. Here is the Dermis Turtle next to a Metru. I'm definitely going to have to move up and zoom out. And here's the Dermis Turtle next to an Anika. Here's the Dermis Turtle next to a Metru Matoran and Gahaki. And finally, here's the Dermis Turtle next to the Tatarok. And here's the Dermis Turtle next to my previous It's Canon video, Helrix. So that's the Dermis Turtle. It's not a bad model, nor is it a good one. It kind of sits in this weird middle ground where it's not truly hated, but at the same time, no one really cares about it. And it's pretty evident why. It's a model that's bland, rather gappy, and the colors are just really odd. Do I recommend it? Not really. Although it is a solid model that is easy to collect parts for, there's nothing really here that you'll be missing out on if you don't build it. So there you have the Dermis Turtle. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. And with that, I'm Legend, and I will see you all next time.